Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a really long time. So Theo is still doing really well. Come on, buddy, lay down. He is still doing really well. We actually have a change of scenery. We have moved in with my in-laws for a little while our home is being renovated. So loves the new. Theo loves the new space. He has so much room to just run around and it's been great. He loves going for walks. He's been doing 2 walks a day, which is great. There's literally nothing better than a tired puppy. But we are seeing him calm down a little bit. The 2-year-old energy is very different than a puppy energy. And it's all been good. He still is really excited all the time, but he seems to calm down a little bit quicker. Lay down, please. Good job. Okay. We're still doing lots of belly rubs. I wanted to update you guys on some of the problems that Theo's been having. I feel like we talk about a lot of the good things, and luckily nothing has been too bad behaviorally or, sit please, good job, lay down. Nothing has been too bad behaviorally and definitely not health-wise. He's been great. I think he's gotten 1 ear infection, and doodles are kind of prone to ear infection, so we did have it 1 time, but otherwise he's been okay. So what I wanted to talk about is an issue that we faced, and that was just around grooming. So Theo hates the groomer. Like, even brushing him at home is such a challenge. So getting him to go to a groomer, we tried 4 different groomers. He was miserable the whole time. We could just like hear him barking in the background. Everybody would take nearly 2 or 3 times as long as they said they would. So they would be like, oh, it'll be 2 or 3 hours. And then it would be like 6 hours later and we're wondering like, where is our dog? And you know, what's happening with him. And when we came, he would just be so miserable. So we actually found a groomer that we liked at PetSmart here in Atlanta and Buckhead, but after 2 or 3 times with them, they like almost fired us as clients. They were like, look, we like love Theo, but like he just so miserable with the, you know, the bath and the dryer, and like he just is squirmy the whole time, and they just like really couldn't handle him. So we were really challenged. We obviously don't want him to be miserable, but he needs to find a groomer. So what we did was we ended up trying a mobile groomer, and this was the first time we tried it. It was just really about 2 weeks ago. And we like pre-warned the girl who came, and we were like, by the way, like we've heard he's really difficult, and we brought out all these treats, and we were like, look, if you need peanut butter or like whatever, just let us know. But the girl took about 2.5 hours with him, and there are no other dogs when you go to a mobile groomer. You have their undivided attention, which is really great, and they don't like put them in a kennel while, you know, they're bathing another dog, so that was also great. But she said he was wonderful. She was like, I didn't have any issues with him. We went outside by the van a few times and we didn't hear him barking or crying. So I think we found our groomer. Naturally, mobile groomers are more expensive. You have their undivided attention, they come to your house, all of that. So like, yes, it is more expensive, but it wasn't even significantly more expensive. Like I wanna say we spent like $20 to $25 more, which was like $125, but I still do think it was worth it. So that being said, that has been one of the issues that I think we found a solution to. Another problem that we've had is in the event that Theo gets out, which he has a few times at this house, we have a really hard time bringing him back in. He just loves being outside, and while he wants to stay near us and be close to us, he does want to like be out and play. So he doesn't want to come back in, and it gets really dangerous when he like runs into the street and things like that. So we have been trying to figure out what we're gonna do. We obviously are just more careful right now. My in-laws are also installing a fence in their backyard, so that will help. But in general, we've been considering off-leash training. They have some programs here locally in Atlanta that do it. I think a lot of them use like shock collars, but under supervision of like a professional and a trained person. So the jury's out on like whether or not we'll actually do it or how it is. I think I want to hear from some owners who have gone through it and who feel safe about it. Ultimately, he's a dog and he just wants to play. It's really just for his safety. I will say that we did, he just took the whole cookie out of my hand. We did meet one trainer from a company that came recommended, and granted, I like did not do my research on this trainer. We just kind of heard from somebody and they're like, oh, we'll do a free consultation. And they came by the house, and guys, within like 3 minutes, they pulled out a choke collar and they were like, you know, you don't usually see this kind of collar on a dog like yours, but this is what it's for, and it's like a correction, and this is how they are in nature, and they need to feel tugs from, you know, and who's the alpha, and like cringe. Like eventually we were just like, look, this is not for us. Thanks for coming by. But and I think for some people, especially for dogs that have been rehomed, like it can definitely be helpful, and I think everybody kind of has to make that decision on their own, but it was not something that we were comfortable with. He wanted us to pull out the crate again, and Theo hasn't been in a crate since he was 7 months old. He's completely house trained and he has full reign of the house. And so it was so weird that he wanted us to keep him in a crate any minute that we were not home. And so weird, like, anyways, not for us. So he's been just kind of living his life. He's licking my hands because we just had a cookie. I will say one of the things that has been really hard is that my in-laws, like he'll just sit in front of you when you eat, which is such a bad habit. And we try to tell him to like go to his bowl and we'll give him a treat over there. But my in-laws love feeding him, and they like sincerely enjoy it. Like they'll like, you know, warm up a special little piece of bread just for him and give them little pieces. So he's really enjoying being here, and I'm sure this is a habit that we're gonna have to try to break later. The good thing is that he doesn't bark at anybody. He'll just kind of like sit there patiently and like hope that you give him something. Still not great manners, but again, he's a dog. So size-wise, Theo has grown. He just got a haircut, so he's probably closer to about 40 pounds right now. But around 40, 45, oh, buddy, is where we've been at. He is still low to the ground. He's just stocky. So I think between 35 and 45 is where we've been at his heaviest and at his lightest. But hi, buddy. You wanna come say hi? Okay, can you sit? But he otherwise has just been really great. I mentioned in earlier videos about kind of how we chose Theo, why we decided to go with a breeder instead of a adoption facility. So if you have any questions about that, please go check out my previous videos. And then lastly, we just really we're really happy with where we are. Having a dog is a big adjustment. I definitely recommend doing training videos, really learning as much as you can about it, because they are so different. And to have a dog as a part of your home and to be like happy with it, it's going to have an adjustment period. I will say that with Goldendoodles, they're pretty much full grown and trained by the time they're like 8 months old. So if you get them when they're 2 months, then you only have 6 months of this like very, very puppy period. So that's your critical time for training. That's your critical time for like being house trained. It's also your critical time for just like your puppy size. So enjoy it if you have a puppy. It is hard, but there is something on the other side. If you train well, they will be well behaved. And there's always so many great trainers that you can go to. As far as tricks, a quick update. Theo, come here, buddy. Theo knows come here. He knows come close. He knows bow. This is new. Theo, come here. Yeah, I have no treats. He took all my treats, so we'll have to do that separately. But we did teach him how to bow. He stretches in the morning and just puts his hands in front of him. So we just started saying like, good bow, yes, good bow, to kind of associate what that means with him. Another thing that's really effective with Theo in training, even now that he's 2 years and we did it when he was a puppy, is the clicker. So clicker training is super important. It's worked very well for us. So if you're curious about what that is, just look it up. We bought a little clicker off of Amazon and it works. You just have to click and treat very quickly, but that has worked well. As far as punishments, we have only had to use a water bottle. So we have gotten a spray bottle and filled it with water. We don't do this often because he's really just a drama queen, and the minute we like kind of threaten the bottle, like we'll pick it up and be like, Theo, and we'll show him the bottle, he's like such a drama queen. He'll start like rubbing his head against the like carpet and be like, oh no, stop, like trying to get the water off that we never sprayed him with, because we just held the bottle. So he's our little drama queen, but he knows when he does something wrong. He knows the water, he knows the spray, but we barely pull it out, and when we do, we only have to spray it like 5% of the time. Usually just showing him the bottle is enough. Oh, food. Theo has been such a hassle about eating his food. My mother-in-law will actually like sit down with him and like spoon feed him, which is very necessary, and she's an angel for doing it, but like it's a bad habit that we're like teaching him. So jury's still out on food that he likes. He's very picky. We've done fresh food, we've done raw food, we've done different kinds of kibble, we've mixed kibble in with kibble, mixers, but he wants us to sit next to him while he eats. And the other thing is that he just needs something to keep his food interesting. So we're still working on that one. If you have any suggestions, please let us know. Thank you so much for always following along. As a reminder, I will try to do more videos, but I post videos of Theo every day on my Instagram. That's at Sabrina Molu. Theo also has his own page, and we're trying to do a better job of updating that there. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Theo, come say bye. Come say bye. Hi. You gonna play? Okay, go get it.